Coming up, we try to tow my ZX6R down to Florida with a not-so-capable vehicle.
That looks somewhat okay, I think.
Later, we find out what really makes a 600cc Super Sport so special while visiting one of the wealthiest islands in all of Florida.
There's just a Chiron sitting there. That is the most amazing thing. I can't even afford to breathe on this island. Jesus Christ.
Ah, the HOA, a common regulator of homes across America. And over the past year, I've abided by all my rules of the HOA, including no motorcycles, until now. Just a few weeks ago, I picked up my new daily driver, the 2014 Honda CR-V.
Alright, welcome to the beautiful, freezing state of New Jersey. Now, we just picked up the new daily, and I'm super excited. Now, no, it's not anything crazy. As you can tell, it's just a normal SUV. If you can't tell already, it's a Honda, so it's somewhat reliable. This does leave some room for opportunity with a potential LS swap.
And with a little elbow grease, I got this thing set up to tow. The only problem is, I don't know if this thing is fully capable of towing.
Alright, it's officially moving day. Kind of, not really. Now, if you missed the last video, we just bought a brand new daily driver, and I told you guys the plan was to drive it to Virginia, hook it up with a trailer, and then drive it down to Florida with the motorcycle. Because I'm on a big movement right now of the HOA, because I'm not allowed to have my motorcycle at my own place. But today we're officially leaving to go to Florida. We're not making it down there today. We're stopping in Savannah for a night and then continuing our drive the next morning. But it's still like an 8-9 hour drive, and I'm not looking too forward to it. However, if we look out the front window here, it is raining, and you notice that the CR-V is gone. That's because I have one tiny confession. I've never driven with a trailer before, which to drive 9 hours with a trailer with no experience just sounded dumb. So I acquired my brother, who is like an expert with trailers, and then he's just gonna fly back after we make it down.
So with all of our bags packed, we were ready to hit the road until we discovered a small issue of getting the bike onto the trailer.
As you can see, the garage is kind of a mess. The U-Haul and the $100 car are kind of in the way of how I'm gonna swing this out. So we're gonna drag the U-Haul back further, and then we're gonna try and roll this thing out.
Not gonna lie, I got scared for a second that the trailer wouldn't stop, but we got it. And it's starting to rain. That's what we call innovation. Using your local resources. I honestly forgot I had a motorcycle covered. Morning, how are you? Now we just gotta figure out how to get it in the U-Haul, so.
As you can see, I was an idiot and didn't order a trailer with a ramp, so it was on to trying a different method of getting my bike onto the trailer, which this unfortunately came with some scratches. But after we got it loaded onto the trailer and strapped down, it was off to our over 1,000-mile journey down the East Coast.
If I can not be stupid for a second. There we go. Next stop, Savannah, Georgia.
Alright, so I'm waiting for my brother to come back out, but we just stopped off at a Royal Farms to go grab some gas, some food, and use the restroom. Right now, I'm actually kind of terrified, because when installing this trailer hitch receiver, I couldn't get one of the bolts in. So we are running 3 out of the 4 bolts, because I assumed it was fine. Now I'm starting to second guess that. The second reason I'm kind of terrified right now is the fact that this trailer sits so low because the car sits really low. So every time we've pulled out of a place, the runaway chains are scraping on the ground, and I'm nervous that we're gonna hit a bridge and bottom out really hard, and that may not end super well. And then the third reason I'm terrified, I'm about 50% sure I strapped this bike down correctly and 50% sure I didn't, so the bike could be on its side right now. I'm actually gonna go check that. I'll be right back.
After checking the trailer and making sure the bike was all good, we hit the open road again and made our way down to Savannah, Georgia for the night, where we decided to call it quits. The next morning we woke up recharged and ready to complete the remaining 450 miles.
Alright people, that's the fantastic view. We ended up just getting to the hotel. I forgot to film, I was fucking exhausted. But we just came to Savannah, dropped all our stuff off, and just passed right out. Today is hopefully a little bit better because it's a much shorter drive, but this is gonna be fun. Theoretically, everything will be okay.
After topping the car off with some gas, we were good to go until the weather had other plans. But we pushed through the rain until we hit the Florida border for our home stretch, where we rolled into our destination right on cue, about 4 hours late. So in a fit of tiredness, I forgot to hit the record button, but just imagine us pulling the bike off the trailer like this and we're good, right? Yeah, that's close enough.
And we are officially on the bike. Sorry for like the harsh jump cut, but I just had to focus on getting this thing off in the first place. Oh, it feels so good to be back. Yes! It is dark outside and all I have is my tinted visor, so I can't see shit. I'm also wearing no gear right now, which probably isn't the smartest idea, but I didn't feel like unpacking. So if I crash, that's gonna hurt. Oh, this is so cool. You guys have no idea how long I've been wanting to bring this bike specifically down to Florida. Every day I've moved down here, I see bikes all the fucking time. And all I've wanted was just to have mine back. And now we got it. Oh, I just want to let loose. Oh, baby. As you can tell, I'm a little speechless to have this finally back. It's been a minute. Literally a full year without this. But anyways, since I can't think right now, I'm just gonna go to dinner and then I'll record on my ride back when I'm thinking straight.
Now, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I thought I could film after dinner, but I was in fact wrong. So we just parked the bike for the night, and then it was on to another well-needed night of sleep so we could kick off the next morning going nice and strong.
Alright, and we are officially back and ready for the first longish ride since coming down here. We're not just going to any old place, we're going to the most expensive area code in the entire state of Florida. I feel like it'd be funny to bring this loud-ass machine through there. Now, I do need to stop to fill this thing up with some gas, because we are running extremely low. Alright, let's try and roll out of here as fast as possible before my neighbors lose their shit. Oh, what a perfect day out. Alright, let's talk about the main reason I'm bringing the bike out today. Why would I think a 600 is the best street bike you can possibly get? There's a multitude of reasons of why I like this bike specifically. Overall, the 600 class you can't beat for a street bike. Number one, and the most important thing, is they're significantly cheaper than 1000s. Not just bike price wise, but overall cost of maintenance and insurance. Just so much cheaper. The next thing is a Ninja 400 is more than enough bike for the street, let alone a 636 Super Sport or any 1000cc super bike. Now yes, 600s may not be the fastest of the bunch at the moment, but these things are much better at going around corners at a higher rate of speed and a lot more controllable. And I'm absolutely obsessed with bikes like these. Because personally, I'm not much of a straight line junkie. I mainly like to have my fun in the corners. Also to note, bikes like these aren't going to be this fast anymore. The 600s and 1000s of this generation are completely dying out. Like if you look how Yamaha has completely changed, I feel like a bunch of other motorcycles are heading down the same path. Let me explain why.
Before the new eras of R7s and R9s, we had R6s and R1s. Now the R7 is seeming to be a common matchup with the Kawasaki ZX4RR, or the Aprilia RS660, and the R9 is just about an even playing field with the ZX6R. However, Yamaha used to be one of the greats. They had one of the fastest 600s on the market right next to the ZX6R, alongside one of the meanest and baddest 1000cc's out there, the R1. So what exactly happened? Well, the year was 1999. There was an unwritten agreement that came out known as the Gentleman's Agreement, which this came about when Suzuki unveiled their Hayabusa in response to Honda's Blackbird, which for those who don't know, Hayabusa means peregrine falcon in Japanese, which is Japan's fastest bird. Which if you can't tell already, they did that to piss Honda off. Now on a side note, before I continue, I'm reading this now. This bird tops out at 240 miles an hour. What? Anyways, Kawasaki, BMW, and Yamaha all decided to jump in on this catfight, starting the arms race of who can build the fastest bike. But nevertheless, to sum it all up, all companies agreed that 186 was the absolute fastest top speed you can make a production bike. Which, especially recently, this rule has been broken countless times by companies who think that blanking out a speedometer is a good way to hide your bike is faster. Which for obvious reasons, this caused some red flags when it comes down to emission standards that the government over in Europe has not been a fan of. Which as you can see now, a crackdown has just begun to make bikes more restrictive via new emissions laws, making them significantly slower. Although Yamaha is the first to abide by these rules, I don't think they'll be the only ones in the next few years. But anyways, back to the vlog.
Now that we're refueled on gas, should be good to roll. Hello, Mr. Mustang. Ooh, that's not good on the curb.
Now when we're talking about the ZX6R specifically, I do think this is the greatest 600 that was ever made. I know this is going to be a very biased standpoint because obviously I'm a ZX6R owner, but I love this thing. This is not only going to be recorded as the fastest 600 in its class, badass. The styling on it is absolutely insane. These things are incredibly sexy bikes. And the handling on this thing with the proper rider, obviously, is absolutely wild. Plus, these things sound amazing. I would show you, but there is a Florida Highway Patrol officer in my mirror. FBI, open up! Of course I get on the highway with an FHP officer behind me. That sucks. Yeah, that would have sucked. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't sound absolutely incredible. Just the pops and everything. This is why I think this bike is the greatest street bike on the planet. Another thing I want to add in, it is not as aggressive as the R6. This bike is surprisingly extremely comfortable. Alright, welcome to West Palm Beach. I have been waiting to ride this thing down here for so long. Oh, it is so gorgeous. Now, nobody knows how to drive in this area, so it's going to be a game of try not to die. Hi, Mr. Officer. I promise I don't think I have any warrants. Oh, shit. Green arrow. Oh, train tracks. I also believe it's Supercar Week on Palm Beach Island, so we might see some cool shit today. That's my hope. Oh, Palm Beach traffic. Holy shit. Little Aventador out the start. I can't even afford to breathe on this island. Jesus Christ. Now, my ADHD may kick in on this ride while I try and talk about this bike, and there's a million cool cars around. So please be mind. Ooh, Bentley. So please mind these spasms that I'm about to have. All right, back to the main subject. I'm sorry for getting so distracted. Now, there are some other talking points I do want to bring up about this bike that I absolutely love. Number one is going to have to be reliability. Another great factor to making a street bike. It's not like the R1s that have problems starting and all this other shit. It's just, it fires right up consistently every time, and they're relatively low maintenance, which Yamaha has struggled with their maintenance issues for a while. Same with Aprilia. Kawasaki has remained tried and true, and they make them fast. That's why I've always stuck by, holy fucking shit, the 720S. Oh, that's so cool. All right, we're out of the craziness. So we've kind of gone over everything that, in my opinion, that makes a great street bike. Reliability, comfort, and power to weight ratio. These things dominate on every aspect. If you're looking for just a bike to do drag racing or straight line stuff with, this is not your go-to. But if you're looking for an overall go-to street bike, without question, this is at the top of the list. Like, look at some of these homes. Motherfuckers have service entrances. I don't even have a back door. This is some shit I watch on Architectural Digest on the weekends, dreaming I had this much money. Now, I'm pretty sure these are all private beaches. Like, all these homes have their own beach section. Sorry if that's like normal to some people, but for me, that's the most wild shit. Another Bentley. There seems to be a lot of Bentleys around here. Not that it's a terrible thing, I'm just not a Bentley fan. I do kind of like the newer ones. The older gens I'm not too big of a fan of, but I would buy one. They're actually surprisingly cheap, the older ones. Cheap in quotations. They're still like 30 grand, but for the MSRP on those things, the loss of value is absolutely insane. I also can't tell if that's my bike that smells or it's something else, because it stinks over here. Alright, and that was Palm Beach Island. Personally, it's not really my style. I'm not a big, oh, I like something because it's expensive. I do like some expensive things, but I like them because of how they are, not because they're expensive, if that makes sense. I just find stuff like that fascinating sometimes. Ooh, Hellcat Durango. Now that's more my speed. I just want to know what these people pay in taxes in this area. Your HOA fee must be fucking incredible. Holy shit, a Bugatti Chiron. I had to do a double take on that. Are you kidding me? There's just a Bugatti Chiron chilling in the street. Where are you people going? Yep, just don't use the crosswalk. That makes sense. Oh my god. There's just a Chiron sitting there. That is the most amazing thing. Sorry, I needed to just see that again. Oh my god, that thing is so cool. That goes back to my point before of I can't afford to breathe here, so I gotta get the fuck out of here.
And just like that, we officially made it down to Florida with the ZX6R and let it back into the wild. I also feel like I made a pretty solid case as to why the ZX6R is one of the greatest street bikes ever made. But anyways, that's gonna be a wrap on today's video. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next one.